43 children were injured and scores more of their friends suffered shock after two double-decker buses ferrying them to school crashed. The accident at Bramham in West Yorkshire has prompted calls for the law to be tightened. Seatbelts will soon become compulsory in coaches and minibuses which carry young children. But the two service double-deckers which collided today aren't covered by the legislation. It's still not known what caused this morning's accident. This report from Katie Oscroft.
Almost 100 children being ferried to school, but their short journey ended in terror as the second bus ran into the one in front. Amidst sheer panic, more than half the youngsters and one driver were hurt. A fleet of ambulances arrived at the scene on a bridge above the A1 at Bramham, north of Leeds.
When we got to the bridge, it was trying to press on the brakes and it wouldn't stop. So he goes, "Get back because it won't stop," and then we just smashed into the other bus and I was thrown forwards.
Right.
I was chatting to my friends and I just heard a big crash and just everyone shouting. So I felt the eye and put my hand over it.
Doctors at Harrogate and York hospitals treated the wounded. The rest were taken to Boston Spa Comprehensive School, where worried parents were kept in touch.
I just heard this massive bang. It was awful, and the glass just shattered, and everyone bumped forward, and everyone was screaming and crying, and it was just like a big gasp. It was just like silent after that, and then people stood up and see who was quite badly injured, and then went over to them and helped them.
We have a room which is accessible by the students, next to a room in which the matrons in school have been phoning parents to advise them about the condition of their youngsters.
By mid-morning, the damaged buses were taken away. Whilst an early theory is that the second vehicle's brakes failed, police say they're keeping an open mind about the cause.
Pending examination of the scene, examination of the vehicles involved, determining from what witnesses say what part they can contribute towards the overall investigation.
The children hurt in today's crash weren't wearing seatbelts, and new laws affecting coaches and minibuses won't include service buses. This bridge across the A1 has tonight been reopened to traffic, and all the visible signs of this morning's accident have been cleared away. But the investigation into what caused the crash and whether it could have been prevented continue.
Yes, that was Katie Oscroft's report, and with me now is Helen Paul, who's a member of the Children's Transport Safety Network, and also Ray O'Toole, who's the Managing Director of Leeds City Link, operators of one of the buses involved in today's crash. Mr. O'Toole, can I ask you first of all, investigations we've heard have been going on all day. What's the very latest?
Well, the very latest is that we're carrying out our own internal investigation into this, what is obviously a very serious situation, and the Department of Transport and the police have been looking over the vehicle this afternoon, and I can confirm that the brakes on the vehicle have been checked and they're found to be okay, and they've met the standards that are required.
Nevertheless, you know that this bus is a double-decker bus, is so often used by school children. That's right, isn't it?
That is correct, yes.
So why don't you then fit as a matter of course and a matter of safety seatbelts, and then so much fewer children would have been injured today?
Well, the vehicle that we use has been used for a number of years now on transporting of children, has been found to be very safe, and we have used this vehicle, as I say, on local bus services, and it's been found to be exceptionally safe. We've not had any sort of occurrences of this nature before.
But it will be safer if you did have seatbelts.
Well, that's a question that's going to be no doubt identified when we've carried out the investigation internally to see whether any further recommendations can be made.
Let me move to Helen Paul now, who's actually a campaigner for children's safety on buses. It seems strange to me that coaches and minibuses will soon become, by law, forced to actually have seatbelts, but double-deckers won't. How has this slipped through the net?
Well, this is a question we've been asking when our organisation was consulted before the legislation was actually put in place. We put these suggestions forward, and they've obviously been overlooked. But can I just say that double-decker vehicles, as they stand at the moment, can't possibly be converted for seatbelts. It would probably cost more than the bus is worth to have them converted for seatbelts.
OK, so is it then the job of the head to actually say, I won't let my children travel on double-decker buses, I'll use coaches fitted with seatbelts instead?
Yes, and I think it's up to parents to emphasise to the boards of governors and the head teachers that this is what they want. After all, most of the trips school children go out and from school are paid by the parents, so they are actually the customer, and it's they that should say what they require.
Mr. O'Toole, just very briefly, in the light of what you say is a very serious incident, will you now be reconsidering how you transport children?
Well, we'll look into following the investigation that we're carrying out, and obviously we'll consider all the facts that arise from that, and obviously any reports that are put forward from the police and the Department of Transport. And if there are many recommendations that come light of that, obviously we will consider them and implement them where necessary.
But it's obviously shocked you what's happened today.
It is very concerning, yes.
Okay, Mr. O'Toole, thank you very much. Thank you, Helen.